AITA for asking my grieving husband if he has feelings for his best friend. I'll leave out a few details because the whole thing is already painful to talk about. English is not my first language, by the way. My 27 husband, 29, is kind, funny, and handsome, so he's always been quite popular. We usually hang out with the same 10 to 15 people he's close with. But 6 years ago, he met a guy his age, B, at a work conference with various companies. Said guy was extremely smart, cute, a bit more reserved, but still just as lovable. They immediately hit it off, and after a year, even started calling themselves soulmates. Soon enough it was a given in our group that my husband and his newfound best friend wouldn't usually do an activity without each other. B would often stop by our place as well, and our kids, 6 meters, 4F, and I enjoyed his visits because he was such a sweetheart. Unfortunately, just 3 years ago B died in a serious accident. Our family was obviously crushed by the news. I gave my husband the space he needed and offered him all the help and support I could give, but I started to worry after the first year. Then, I got frustrated after the second year. Now, it's the third year, and I'm going crazy because it just doesn't seem normal to me. He's always been a doting father, but he hasn't played with our kids more than once during those 3 years. I often see him spacing out and looking, holding things that belong to B. He wakes up in the middle of the night and leaves the bedroom to cry. I feel like he doesn't see me, or more importantly, our kids, anymore. Like everything stopped mattering. And while he keeps working the same hours, I've been told by one of his closest friends, who works at the company, that the quality of his work constantly deteriorates. I assumed that maybe the issue runs deeper than I'd thought, and asked him if he'd be ready to go to therapy, but nada. Soon after we had dinner, while the kids were at his sister's. She lives next door, and he gave me attention, which I appreciated, but while we were kissing he broke down and shut himself in our bedroom while constantly apologizing. The day after I sat him down and asked him seriously if it's possible that he's had romantic feelings for B. He went off on me, said I was out of line, that I'm ridiculous for being jealous of his best friend who's forever gone, that I should know he's straight, and that he's disappointed in me. I feel like I deserve to express my concerns after such a long time, but a lot of our friends, who know how sensible the situation is and how devastated my husband is, think I should've never said something that intrusive and speculative. They've called me idiot for doing this to him. So AITA for saying such a thing to my husband, considering all that's happened. Update. I thought I'd give an update for all the kind people who asked for one. So, as you all suggested, I sat husband down and asked if he was okay, if he had the time and mental space to talk to me, etc. I apologized for what I implied, said it was inappropriate, irrelevant, and it wasn't my place to say anything on his relationship with B. But then he broke down, to my confusion, and started apologizing to me. Said he did have feelings for B, that I'm not delusional and stupid, that he's just been gaslighting me. I disagree. Not going to give all the details, but hubby found out after B's death that B had feelings for him, and it turned out to be mutual. To his shock, he said the sudden loss and what he realized basically made him go into a very dark place where he felt unworthy of everyone, including his children, B, and I. He needed to talk about it, but was terrified of losing us. Knowing my husband, I kind of saw it coming, and regret that he's only confessed to it now, because I never would resented him for loving someone, and B's gone. It's just a lot of heartbreak for everyone. So, I insisted on therapy again and husband agreed. And he's okay, thankfully. He did have way too much on his plate, but he's already faring much better now that he's finally opened up. I wouldn't blame anyone for being trapped in a cycle of self-hate after all of this. He also mentioned his parents' deaths too, very briefly. This all felt liberating because we finally came back to our before, where we'd share and discuss everything freely. One surprise though, is that I ended up being diagnosed. I'm depressed. TBH, I'm still puzzled because I come from a traditional Asian family where depression is a myth. but I guess I'd never questioned myself because I was just always too busy to. Parents abandoned me when I was 5, became a barrister at 21, worked 80 hours a week, taking care of my kids. Charity work. You know what's the funniest part? I'm extremely lazy. Every second I fight the urge to lie down somewhere and sleep forever. I have these random moments where I question the relevance of it all, but they all seem insignificant in light of everything I could lose. I'm okay. I never felt like reaching a breaking point. My husband has been feeling guilty, so I slapped some sense into him and told him I'm not cancerous. We also had a talk with the kids. My oldest has been radiant since then. Youngest also likes to follow my husband around like a baby chick now. I've become an in-house counsel, so twice as less work hours, which is really cool too, haha. Yeah, IDK. A lot of changes, but none of them feel overwhelming. Life might be hard, ESP now, but I feel grateful. Yes, I sound like a cheesy moron. Thank you so much for your help, everyone. Reddit comments. You know what's the funniest part? I'm extremely lazy. Every second, I fight the urge to lie down somewhere and sleep forever. This is actually how my depression presents. I don't get sad, I get exhausted. Did you just start losing motivation to do physical things? Like from loving exercise to just wanting to be lazy and binge watch TV and play games on the computer. Update. Did not expect this comment to gain so much traction, but happy it did. Everyone's comments made me look deeper into my mental health. I text some friends, had a little cry and little vent, took some pre-workout and did a leg workout, hour of procrastination before it. Walked my dog for an hour while listening to a podcast. Took myself 30 minutes to just get up and go for it. Didn't get the same joy as I used to for doing the exercise, but happy I did it. I'm signing up with a fitness nutrition coach to help me get back on track with food instead of just eating crap for the sake of eating. Crazy how easy it is to fall into a deep slump without realizing it in just a few weeks. Oh yeah, it starts small. I don't wanna carry my dirty dishes back into the kitchen. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't need to do laundry today. It can wait until the weekend. And tomorrow I carry dirty dishes back to the kitchen. And on the weekend I do laundry. Then it starts getting bad. I can just stack the dirty dishes on this corner of the coffee table and get them after this show. Well, okay, one more episode. Oh, why not one more? Oh crap. Time to get to bed. And repeat tomorrow. And the next day. Until I force myself to just carry the damn dishes into the kitchen. They are starting to smell. And if it keeps going, then I find myself looking around at stacks of dirty dishes, piles of dirty laundry, random paper scattered over every flat surface including the floor. And it's so overwhelming. All I can do is lie on the couch and watch TV. Or putter on the internet. So very accurate and so hard to fight. I've been going through bouts of depression since I was 16, and the digging out is so hard, but can be so satisfying when you finally get there. This is a great update. Thanks for sharing. As inspiring and nice as it is to see the steps you're taking here and how well you're supporting him and taking care of yourself, I'm still so sad for everyone involved. Life is the ultimate idiot. Not gonna lie, I remember reading your first post and expecting the worst because of how dire things were, and I still feel sad for everyone involved. But I'm so glad things are getting better for you op. It surely gives hope about life. Edit. Just wanted to add that I'm impressed with how resilient and caring you have been through this whole thing. You're inspiring, Opus. And don't call yourself lazy. You might be one of the toughest and most hardworking people I've heard about, lol. Just a quick remark kinda unrelated to your story, but I see you called yourself lazy after talking about working 80 hours a week. Girl, everyone would have to fight the urge to lie down and do nothing if they work that much. On top of that, the fact that you choose to work and not lie down, even if you feel you have no choice, lots of crappy parents show you do, makes you a not lazy person. On top of that, why are you so hard on yourself? You don't deserve that. You've been through a lot and apparently even fully functioning and raising your kids basically alone for the past 3 years, successfully, while being depressed. Which is a very tough thing to be going through. Very. Would you tell any of your friends or children or even neighbors or people you don't like lazy because they want to lie down? No, at least to the first two. Then you shouldn't say it to yourself either. Here's to self-love and partner love and all the good things. You are doing great. You deserve to feel good. You are a good mom. You can do this.